Welcome back to the Premier League recap.
Yay!
It's been so long the Premier League's been gone, but now I can finally say it's back. First game, Liverpool versus Bournemouth. First thing I want to talk about is how Liverpool looked. It's actually crazy. Ekitike got the first goal. The ball just bounced everywhere, and he lucky to get it. And he looks like a problem. I don't know why they want Alexander Isak, but this is just greed. It's just greedy guys. Just want more and everything. Gakpo, after halftime, Gakpo got one. Then that's when Antonio Semenyo cooked 64 minute and the 76th minute. And I thought, oh my God, Liverpool are going to lose. And then at a dying breath, 88 minutes in, Chiesa got a goal. And what a finish it was. And then, not his best game, but Salah got on the score sheet 90+4. Another thing to mention, Antonio Semenyo just shut up that racist, didn't he? Like, what a performance from him. I like to be on the losing side, but, Liverpool are going to be winning these games 4-3, 4-2. They're going to be scoring goals. They're also going to be conceding a lot. Florian Wirtz, yeah, not the best debut. Ekitike, wow, he looks like a problem. Aston Villa, Newcastle. This might be the most boring game of all time. No Isak. Newcastle's attack looked horrendous, but their defense was really solid. In fact, Newcastle looked better when Aston Villa had all their players. That's going to be a trouble for Newcastle, breaking down low block. They had the Ezrin Konsa red card, clear red. Don't know why he's pulling him back. People said, oh, it's too high. For me, if you pull him down anywhere and it's through on goal, it's a red card. No one can complain about that. Brighton Fulham. I'm not going to act like I watched this game, but man, how about Brighton literally leading the game from the penalty spot, creating all the better chances throughout the whole match? Basically, for the whole 90 minutes, Brighton were the better team. And Fulham were honestly just searching for answers. Obviously, Fulham have this style where they just cross to the box. Raul Jimenez wasn't on any of it. Obviously, they don't have Anthony Robinson, so it was really difficult for them to break down Brighton or do anything with the ball. But 90+7 from a corner kick, Diego Muniz, and I think Fulham should keep him. And matter of fact, he probably should be the starter. This is all laugh at West Ham right now. They said Kudos was a stinking player. They pants Tottenham down $55 million. They could have used him. Losing 3-0 to Sunderland, yeah, West Ham might actually go down, which is actually kind of the most surprising thing, that Sunderland was really good. People are like, okay, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars, but the gap is huge, and Sunderland proved that, like, hey man, we're here to stay, and they're gonna be battling. Xhaka was nice and composed on the ball, yeah, and they just kind of smacked them. Let's be honest, they're a little bit lucky for how they got their goals, but good team, good team. They look like a solid unit, and they didn't look like out of place in the Premier League. Most sides, they come up and they get absolutely destroyed. So they don't look, better. And, like, obviously a matchup where, both teams are going to be fighting relegation. So that's really cool to see. Tottenham, Burnley. Richarlison in a World Cup year. Yeah, that might be the cheat code. Just sign these players coming into a World Cup year. Just sign these Brazilians. They really want to get into their squad. And obviously, Richarlison looked like for R9. Insane goals. Like, the first goal was actually an underratedly good goal because the ball was behind him and he just shot it. And then the other goal, goal of the season is over, I think, because what a goal that was. And then Brennan Johnson. I don't know when these guys are inevitable. Actually, 3-0 Burnley, 3-0, and Kudus. We can't mention Kudus as well. But what a 2 assists for Kudus. Just a monster. Kudus is a monster, dribbling monster. He gets to this space, and yeah, Spurs look like they're gonna be trying to get Champions League football. Burnley, on the other hand, easiest 20th place team I've ever seen in my life. Nothing good to say to them. Kyle Walker, yeah, nice fitness, bro. You're probably gonna be on the plane as a backup right back. I don't know. There's not much competition for that right back. Wait, is there? Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Kyle Walker, wrap it up. There's no way you're gonna get the England team. Yeah, Burnley might be the worst move possible for that. Okay. And City. Yep, Haaland always cooks in the opening day every season. And he got 2 goals. 2 goals, and then really have to talk about Reinders. Reinders was just controlling that midfield. A great player he is. And yeah, I think, honestly, honestly, Man City are underrated. Because people have been tipping Chelsea, Arsenal, all these clubs to finish above them. I think Man City are probably the best bet other than Liverpool to win the Premier League. Pep Guardiola, Erling Haaland, now Reinders. Scary stuff out here, man. And obviously the defense looked good. The fullbacks look good. They're not the most defensively sound, but they have a solid team, and Rodri's back. Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner Rodri, the best midfielder. They probably have the best striker, and insane depth across the field. So, Man City are always going to be in it, and they just destroyed Wolves. Another one of these teams, Wolves, they are probably going to get relegated, or in the relegation battle, because wow, they stink. I mean, it's Man City, but I was expecting a little bit more. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, another nothing game, almost. I mean, Chelsea looked like the better team, and of course, the biggest moment actually came on pretty early on when Eze's goal got rolled off because of a stupid rule that no one knew existed. What is with these rules, man? And what is with VAR? VAR is annoying. These rules are annoying. But yeah, ultimately Chelsea, the beneficiary of that rule, they looked fine. They did get into the positions. They just didn't really finish. They had a big chance towards the end. That midfielder, Andre Santos, had that chance. Honestly, Chelsea are a little bit overrated in my opinion because coming into the Club World Cup, everybody's opinions of them were they had a down second half of the season. They played their best football in the beginning, and they tailed down. And they dropped points against smaller teams that's harder to break down. And yeah, I don't see that much difference with this Chelsea side. Their defense is not that great, and their attack has gotten a bit better. I mean, João Pedro for Nicholas Jackson is underrated, but it got better. What I'm trying to say here is I think Chelsea just overrated. I mean, they struggled with the smaller sides, and they drew to another smaller side. So I think Chelsea have to show me that they can consistently beat these smaller sides before winning the Premier League. Obviously, they could beat PSG on their day, but the smaller sides always give them headaches. Yeah, Brentford might get relegated, and Nottingham Forest. A lot of people have Nottingham Forest going down or lower in the table or be pushed in the relegation battle. They keep Morgan Gibbs White. They have Ndoye, which is a really good replacement. He obviously scored a really good header. And Chris Wood. Chris Wood is bagging goals. He might not bag as much goals as last time. I think Nottingham Forest will stabilize and be like a mid-table side. Especially all the teams around them are getting worse or losing players. So yeah, I actually think Nottingham Forest will do good to stay up. And no, I mean obviously they'll stay up, but will do better than what some people are thinking. But not as good as they did last year. So somewhere around that 10th to 11th range. And Brentford, yeah, Brentford fans, it's gonna be a long season for you guys. Just pray. I don't know. Just maybe next season, bro. I don't know. Like Brentford get absolutely pudged, so it's no surprise that they're that they're not gonna be as good as they were. Okay. Honestly, the biggest matchup: Manchester United versus Arsenal. What has happened in this matchup? Obviously, the biggest matchup of the weekend: Man United versus Arsenal. What happened in this matchup? A lot of things to talk about. We obviously got the debuts of two new strikers. They came in for huge money. We got there's a lot of talking points to talk about. The first thing, Arsenal look worse. Like in each season coming in, they've looked worse and worse. Last season they were worse than the season before, and now I feel like they even regress further because I'm not too sure about the Madueke signing. I'm not too sure about the Gyökeres signing. These are question marks that these players have to answer. And again, Arsenal's weakness is the attack. They can't break down these teams. But now in this game, where there should be more space, when there's players like Dorgu and Dalot defending you, in midfield there's Bruno and Casemiro, it looked like United were the clearly way better side, and Arsenal were lucky to get a win. Of course, they scored through Calafiori, a header, but apart from that, Arsenal had nothing. They were the worst side. They defended deep, and honestly, good for Arsenal. Good for Arsenal. For United, positive signs. I honestly think the United probably not get Champions League. I don't think United fans think they're gonna get Champions League football, but I think this is a step in the right direction for United. They're probably gonna finish easily top half, probably 8th, 7th, around that range. Yeah, good game for them. Leeds United will probably stay up this season. I think I'm going to say it. They probably stay up against season. They face Everton, another terrible side that people thought were going to do better because they signed Jack Grealish. They signed striker from Villarreal, Diarra, but they look awful. Like that first half, at one point it was 11 shots to 0, and the game finished 7 shots to 1, and the other opposition had 21 shots, 3 shots on target. But man, don't get it twisted. Leeds United has so many chances in so many areas to really hurt them. And obviously, the big decision is the penalty. And we'll talk about it. The penalty was probably not a penalty, but still, everything looked worrying. Even if they didn't deserve to lose this game because they did well. They did defensively, they did fine. But attacking wise, in the midfield, their fullbacks were just trash. The fullbacks were Garner and O'Brien. That is the worst fullback pairing in the league by far. Garner and O'Brien. So they have work to do at the back line. Obviously, Braithwaite was out for this game, but I don't know, bro. Everton scared me a little bit. I have them saying up, but Leeds United, I think Leeds United pressed more people because their defense was really, really solid. And that's without Beal starting, which was their acquisition they just got in. So they look really solid, and their reinforcements are still to come. So yeah, I expect Leeds United to stay up at least, or have a good fight.